Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about the brand new Tom Ford Soleil Glow Tinted Moisturizer. It has an SPF 15 and I have it in the shade 4.0 Fawn. So normally I would do like a full day wear test with this, but like with a lot of my previous trying new makeup videos, it just feels weird because I'm just home all day and that doesn't really lend itself to a very rigorous sort of wear test. So what I've been doing and what I'll do in this video is leave a pinned comment on just, you know, any observations that I make kind of throughout the day as I'm just sitting here. So we'll be applying it together, and I'm also going to compare it to a few tinted moisturizers that I have in my collection that I really love. And I figure I'll also compare it to the Armani the new Neo Nude True to Skin Natural Glow Foundation, which I have in 4.25. I haven't actually tried this out yet. I'm going to do that in another video for you guys. At least we can kind of compare the shades. So we'll do that. I'll take it out of its box and we'll do a comparison with that as well. So let me go ahead and just open this up. Here is what the packaging looks like. So it's like one of those flat squeezy tubes. And there are two types of sunscreen in here. There's octinoxate and titanium dioxide. So it's a mix of chemical and physical sunscreen. There is more chemical sunscreen. The octinoxate is 7.5% and the titanium dioxide is 2.9%. And this is made in Belgium. And there's no like one of those little open bottle things to let you know how long this is good for. So I don't know. Isn't that interesting? They usually include that. I don't know that it's required, but they usually include that information, but I don't see it anywhere. Not on the tube, not on the box. So I've got my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. I'm going to use this to apply, but I'm going to squeeze some out onto the back of my hand here. And there is the consistency. It's like lotion, and there is the shade. So Fawn is a little bit of a deeper shade than I usually get in Tom Ford base products. I usually get Buff 2.0, and I even have, I think my stick foundation is like 1.5. Those are the shades that like match the best with my neck. But what I've been able to find available online is Fawn, and then there's one lighter shade than this, which is like really, really fair. So there's nothing in between. So I decided to go for this. I figured this would probably match my forehead or somewhere in there. It's actually lighter than my forehead. So anyway, let's just apply it and see. I'm just going to tap a little bit onto this side of my face, and then we'll do like a little comparison between the two sides. So there is lavender oil in this formula. So there is quite a bit of a lavender fragrance going on. It's actually very similar, I think, to the Tom Ford Soleil, the Flawless Glow Foundation, this serum foundation. I have this one in 2.0, and this I feel like has a very similar level of the lavender fragrance. So if you have this, this is very, very similar. So there's one like light layer of the tinted moisturizer. As you can see, it has a very light coverage. Not surprising, most tinted moisturizers don't have a lot of coverage, but I'm gonna go ahead, I have a little bit left on the back of my hand. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab my brush, kind of pick up the rest and swipe that down. I just wanna see how buildable this is. All right, so two light layers I think gives you some like visible coverage there. I think you can tell the difference, especially around my eye area. I have a little bit of like deeper discoloration around my eyes, and you can see it's like even that out just a bit. And same with like the redness on my cheeks. I feel like you can see that it's been dulled down here a little bit. So this level of coverage, I personally prefer. I just really like a light coverage. I don't like going really overboard and trying to like blank out everything. But for the purposes of this video, I do want to see if I can get any more coverage going. So I'm going to just squeeze out a little bit more onto the back of my hand here. Apply some more right into my hair. Awesome. I actually really like this fawn shade. I think it's a really good match. Definitely a little bit deeper than my neck, but I just feel like that looks a little bit more natural. I mean, your face is going to be a little bit deeper than your neck. At least for me, my face is a lot deeper than my neck. You know, I don't actually see that much more coverage putting on. I pretty much used most of what was on the back of my hand. I do feel like it's gotten more radiant. You know, when I first put on those two light layers, I was going to say that this has more of like a skin-like sort of finish than a lot of my other skin tints like the La Mer Reparative Skin Tint. That one I feel like has like a little bit more glow. But now that I've put 2 layers of this on, I think you guys can see like there's a lot of glow kind of going on, but I don't really see that much more coverage. All right, so I think this Tinted Moisturizer, I think really kind of caps out at like a light medium coverage. All right, I'm going to apply it to the rest of my face so we can even things up, and I'll be right back. All right, I have it all over my face now, and when I touch my face, it feels like it hasn't like set down at all. It feels like I can still move it, and I've been sitting here probably for about 5 minutes waiting for this to kind of like settle down, but it's really just kind of like sitting on top of my face. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's not really like settling around my nose well, like you can kind of see it. It looks a little makeup-y around my nose. I feel like this product looked better before I put on that second layer to see if it was buildable. We didn't get any more coverage, and I feel like that was like just a little bit too much product. It really is, I think, like a true like tinted moisturizer. It really feels like a moisturizer on the skin. But I'm gonna sit here just a little bit longer and see if it kind of starts to like settle down a little bit, because I do feel like it's becoming a little bit less tacky as I'm sitting here. So I'm gonna give it another 15 minutes just to see what happens. All right, it's actually been about 10 minutes and I've noticed that my skin is considerably less tacky. So this just takes a little while for it to settle down. Not really that big of a deal for me. I have dry skin, so I don't mind if something feels really, really moisturizing. I'm gonna take a guess. If you have combo or oily skin, you may not like this. I think it may be a little bit too moisturizing on the skin. And while I was kind of sitting around here for those 10 minutes, I took a look at the ingredients in here. There is petrolatum in here, and that is actually an ingredient that I really, really enjoy. It's an inclusive, so it really protects your skin. It really holds moisture in. So I'm excited to see this particular ingredient in here, but I know a lot of people don't like it. And again, I don't know that it's really oily skin friendly. So far in terms of appearance, I don't like what it's doing around the tip of my nose. It just doesn't seem like it's settling down there. It seems like it's just kind of sliding all over. And when I try and kind of like press it in, it's not really helping. And in fact, I feel like I'm wearing it away. Like you can see the redness around my nose a little bit more now. So I think what I'll try now is add a little bit of powder on top and see what happens. Got my Kogan Do Natural Lighting Powder and just gonna pick up a little bit. I'm gonna pounce that on the tip of my nose. I'm most curious about this area and seeing if it'll help or make it worse. Yeah, I think that definitely helped a bit. Let me apply some powder to like the rest of my face and see what happens. All right, so there is a light dusting of the powder all over. I think it helped. Yeah, it really helped a lot. And I still see a little bit of radiance coming through. So yeah, I just feel a little bit more comfortable now that a little bit of powder is on top of it, even though it was definitely kind of like setting down and it was starting to feel a little bit more secure and less slidey on my face as the minutes passed. I feel like putting the powder down, I just feel a little bit more confident that it's not going to be sliding or like transfer too much or anything like that. All right, so let's go ahead and do some comparison swatches between this and some of the other tinted moisturizers that I've pulled out that I think you'd be interested in seeing some comparisons to. So all the way on the left, we have this new Tom Ford Glow Tinted Moisturizer. And again, it's in the shade 4.0 Fawn. Next to that, we have the La Mer, the Reparative Skin Tint in the shade Light. The consistency of both of these are very, very similar. The Sicily, the Phyto Hydro Tint in shade number 1 is next. The consistency of this one is just a little bit lighter, and you can see that the undertones of this are a little bit warmer than the Tom Ford. Next up, we have the Sicily Tinted Sunscreen Cream in the shade 1 Natural. This is the thickest formula out of all of these. It is definitely more of a cream and less of like a lotion or moisturizer. And the shade of this is actually very, very close to the Sicily Phyto Hydro Tint in number 1 right next to it. And then next we have the Armani Prima Color Control Glow Moisturizer with an SPF 35, and I have this in the shade number 2. This one is the lightest in consistency compared to the rest. It's thinner, it's a little bit more fluid, and in terms of shade, I think the undertones are a little bit more golden and less peachy. than the others. I think this Armani and the next one, which is the new Giorgio Armani Neo Nude True to Skin Natural Glow Foundation in the shade 4.25. I think the two Armanis and the Tom Ford Glow Tinted Moisturizers are the most golden, and the La Mer and the two Sicilies have the most peach, warm kind of undertone. The Armani Neo Nude True to Skin Natural Glow Foundation's consistency is very, very similar to the Tom Ford, the La Mer, and the Sicily Phyto Hydra 10. All four of these have kind of like a lotiony moisturizer type of consistency. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video for the new Tom Ford Glow Tinted Moisturizer. Again, I will leave a pinned comment down below as to how it wore. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Please let me know if you have any comments or questions down below in the comments section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I'll see you in my next video.